Get started, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, and then we'll get started by coming into a comfortable sitting position. That might be crisscross applesauce, or you might be sitting back on the heels. It might be helpful to have your little one in your lap with you if she or they, but in this case Evie is gonna sit with you. You can have her in your lap, or you might have one hand on your heart, one hand on the belly. The eyes can be gently closed or looking down at the ground. Taking a deep breath in, lifting tall through the spine and the top of the head. And as you exhale, rooting down through the sit bones, feeling your legs and feet as they connect to the earth. And deep inhale, filling your lungs with the breath, prana, life force energy. And as you exhale, radiating that energy into every cell of your body. And ask yourself today, how am I feeling? What do I need from my yoga practice, mentally, physically, emotionally? And maybe coming to an intention that you would like to set for your practice today. That might sound something like, I am breathing, I am patient, I am aware. And we'll introduce a mantra for the practice today. When I breathe in, I feel calm. When I breathe out, I feel ease. And you can repeat in your own mind on the inhale, calm. And on the exhale, ease. And gathering the hands at heart center, we'll open our practice with one Om together. Exhaling to prepare. Inhale together. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. This is the Postnatal Yoga, and let's just get started by gently warming up the spine. If you can inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, C curve to the right. Right hand comes down beside you as you open through the left side ribs. Inhale, reaching both hands up to center. And exhale, C curve to the left, second side. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the right. And last one, inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands out to the sides. With your right hand, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing a good job. Left hand comes behind the lower back. You can interlace the fingers or touch the fingers together, or you might just take the back of the shirt with your hands as you try to reach your hands towards one another. We're sitting, you're pressing the back of your head into the forearm or the elbow to really open through the front of the chest and shoulders. Shoulder, your right shoulder. And next, inhale, arms reach out to the sides. Exhale, left arm comes up and over, right hand behind for the second side. And exhale, the hands come back down to the sides. We'll move the cushions out of the way, coming into child's pose. So the big toes come to touch, knees out wide, and reaching the hands out in front. Or for tight shoulders, you might overlap the backs of the palms, bringing the forehead down to the back of the hands. And as you're in your child's pose, bring the breath into the lower back. Ask yourself if you have any points of tension in the body, and allow the breath to wash over you like a wave. With the inhale, feeling the calm. And as you exhale, releasing that tension into the earth, feeling ease. And if your hands are not stretched forward in your child's pose, go ahead and reach the hands forward and then walk them over to the right as the spine comes into a C curve shape. The left hand will come on top of the right hand, and the head can rest down on the mat. And inhale, coming back to center. Taking one moment here in the center space to draw your awareness to both sides of the body and see if there's a difference from one side to the other. Now walking the hands over to the left side for the second side, coming into the C curve. Right hand comes on top of the left. Your next inhale, coming back to center one last time. And again, drawing awareness to both sides of the body. Maybe you still don't feel even, and that's okay. Your next inhale, coming up onto all fours into tabletop. Over to my mat. If you have tender knees, it might feel nice to have a blanket under the knees, or you can fold the mat up to create a little extra cushion. For cat-cow, so as you inhale, reach the chin up, navel down to the mat. The tailbone reaches up. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, round the back as the tailbone tucks under. Inhale, cow, chin up, navel down. Exhale, cat, chin to chest, round the back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And continue with your own breath between cat and cow. If you'd like to add any other intuitive movement, you are welcome to explore that. That might look like circling out the rib cage, circling out the hips, rocking back through the hips, gently warming up the spine and undulating the spine. And if you're circling, reverse your rotation. And coming back to a neutral spine in our tabletop pose, we'll move into puppy dog. So keeping the hips over the knees, walk your hands forward, forward, forward until the chest comes down onto the mat. We're coming into a deep back bend. The chin or forehead can come down onto the mat as your arms stretch forward. And you can wag your puppy dog tail gently from side to side. Your next inhale, come forward onto the forearms. So we're going to tuck the toes under, coming into a forearm plank. Tugging the navel up into the spine. You can keep the palms flat or you might interlace the fingers together. You're looking down at the mat, so you have a long line from the spine up to the neck. And exhale, release the knees down to the mat, coming down onto the belly. Reaching the arms out to the sides in a T-shaped position. Bring your left hand beside you, right next to your shoulder, bending the left knee out to the side and pressing through the left hand. You're going to roll onto your right side. The left foot can either, it's actually easier if the left foot comes behind the right leg, and you should feel this stretch through the right shoulder, the front of the right arm, excuse me. If you're not feeling any sensation in your right shoulder, you can roll back down onto the belly and just make sure that you have, your arm is perpendicular. So you just want to make sure in a straight line, a right angle to the body. Some of you might be able to balance here on the left foot and allow the left arm to open up behind you, or circle the left arm, gently massaging out the shoulders, the shoulder blades. And exhale, lowering back down onto the belly. Walking both hands beside the shoulders, coming into cobra pose, pressing down through the tops of the feet. The pubic bone is pressed down into the mat as you engage through the glutes and the quads. As you inhale, lift the chest and chin up off of the mat. You're pressing through the palms, actively pressing your palms down towards your rib cage. You're lengthening and strengthening the back. As you exhale, bringing the forehead down to the mat, creating a pillow with the backs of your hands. Rock the hips from side to side. And now creating a T shape with the hands again, this time coming onto the left side. The right hand comes up next to the shoulder, right knee bends as you gently roll over onto the left side, bringing the right knee around. The right hand can be down on the mat in front of you for stability, or if you're able to balance just with your feet on the mat, you might open the right hand up behind you. And if you're circling, go ahead and reverse your rotation. Your next exhale, lowering back down onto the belly. This time, bringing the hands face down next to the hips. So as you press through the tops of the feet, you inhale, reach the hands behind you, floating them off of the mat. Your hands are reaching back towards your feet as your chest lifts up. You can either keep the tops of the feet pressing down into the mat, or if you'd like more of a challenge, you can experiment with floating one foot up on the inhale, exhaling the foot down, and then floating the opposite foot up on the inhale. Exhale to float that foot down. We'll hold here for 4 more breaths. And exhale, bringing the head back down to the mat, creating a pillow for the forehead, or coming to the opposite cheek, gently rocking the hips from side to side. Or you might bring the soles of the feet up to the ceiling as you bend the knees, windshield wipering the feet from side to side. And your next exhale, pressing up and back into child's pose, big toes together, knees out wide. Inhale, toes tuck under, heels lift, hips lift, downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet as you bend, alternate knees. You're creating a long line between your arms and your back. Actively pressing through the fingers and the joints where the fingers meet the palm. And very slowly, taking 10 steps, walk your feet towards your hands to the front of your mat for a forward fold. Feet are parallel, outside edges are parallel, big toes slightly turned in. Hands can take the shins, ankles, or feet, or you might take opposite elbows and ragdoll. Allow the head to hang completely weightless. You might circle the head, yes, circle the head, no. Gently massaging out the neck muscles. Inhale, bringing the hands to the tops of the knees, halfway lift. And exhale, chair pose, hips sit back, As the hands come to heart center in prayer, this is a squat. Check in with your knees. You should be over your ankles, so not pointing inwards, directly over the ankles. As I breathe in, I feel calm. As I breathe out, I feel ease. You next inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling, coming to stand, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll come into a balancing pose. For some of you, it might be easier to have a wall to hold on to if balancing is not your forte. So we'll bring the weight into the left foot. Hands can come onto the hips, finding your focal point, your drishti. Inhale, lift the right knee up, bringing the right ankle to the top of the left knee, allowing the right knee to fall out to the side. And then as you exhale, hinge the shoulders forward. We're hinging from the hips, creating a stretch through the back of the right thigh and hip flexors. You might bring the hands to heart center if you'd like more of a challenge. And hips are square. Your next inhale, reach the arms tall as you lift the right knee. And exhale, hands and foot come down to the mat. Give your hips a little rock from side to side. And we'll come on to the second side. Weight comes into the right foot, finding your focal point. Inhale, left knee lifts as the ankle comes to the top of the right knee. And then as you exhale, sitting the hips back, hinging forward. Hands can stay to the hips for better balance, or you might inhale, hands to heart center, Namaskar Mudra. Calm, ease. Inhale, arms reach up to the ceiling. Left knee lifts. Exhale, hands and feet come back down. Circling out the hips. Coming to the long edge of your mat. Step the feet out wide, about one leg distance apart for goddess pose. Big toes are pointing towards the corner edges. And as you exhale, bending the knees, lowering the hips. The knees are pressing behind you towards your pinky edge of your foot. And you're activating, externally rotating the thighs. Hands can stay on the hips, or you might inhale, open the arms up tall. Do 3 rounds of lion's breath. As you exhale, hands cactus down to the sides, open the mouth out, the tongue out wide. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, lion's breath. Last round, this one really brave and fierce, lions. Hands come to the insides of the thighs as you reach your spine tall. Chest lifts forward. And then as you exhale, the right shoulder dips down, coming into a gentle twist of the spine as your shoulders face your left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting to the right. The left shoulder dips down. Inhale, center. And 2 more on each side with your own breath. Checking in with your toes. Are you crunching your toes? Are they happy, free toes? And when you are complete, star pose. Inhale, arms reach up, legs lengthen, feet come to parallel. Exhale, hands to the hips, wide-legged forward fold, taking 2 deep breaths to slowly hinge forward from the hips as the hands come underneath the shoulders, allowing the head to hang completely weightless. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can heel toe the feet wider apart. The wider your feet are, the more ease you will feel in this pose. Now bending the right knee, walking the hands over towards the right foot. Allow the left toes to come up towards the sky. We're coming into a side lunge. Sitting your hips down towards the mat. And some of you might even be able to balance with the hands in prayer. Skandasana. Walking the hands over to the left foot, so the right foot plants down. Left foot plants down. Your right toes are pointing up. Hips are sinking back. And the hands might come to heart center if you're able to balance. And we'll flow in between these 2 stretches. So the right foot plants down as the left toes point up, walking the hands back over to the right foot. And then we'll go between one foot and the other with one inhale going to the right foot and the exhale going over to the left. Almost like Spider-Man. And you might even be able to create this as a balancing pose, keeping the hands at heart center. Experiment if you can just do this with the feet, keeping the hands floating. Great, and then we'll come back to center, lengthening both legs. Heel toe, the hands are underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet about 2 feet apart. For Malasana, garland pose, exhale, lower the hips down into a low squat. Hands can come to heart center. You're pressing your upper arms into the knees to press your knees behind you. This is opening through the groin and lengthening the lower back. You might close the eyes, turning your energy inward, As I breathe in, I feel calm. As I breathe out, I feel ease. Exhale, hands reach forward, coming down onto the knees. And we'll come down to sit on the bottom as the feet stretch forward into stack pose. Feet are slightly wider than hip distance apart. Sitting up tall through the crown and the spine. And then as you exhale, walking the hands forward, they can take the shins, ankles, or feet, keeping a long line of the back if you have tight hamstrings or a tender low back. If you have a lot of flexibility and no tenderness, you can round the back, bringing the forehead towards the knees. And your next inhale, walking the hands back towards the tops of the thighs. Depending how far along in your postpartum journey you are, we'll come into a wide-legged sit. So if you are, I would say, under 8 weeks of your postpartum journey, you would keep your legs closer together. But if you're feeling let's say you're feeling a sense of healing and not the same as it used to be, obviously, but you're feeling safe. You can bring the legs out wider. And again, we'll inhale, sit up tall through the spine, reaching that chest forward like you have an invisible string pulling you up. And then as you exhale, hinging forward from the hips, the hands can come to the shins, or you might walk the hands forward as you release your chest forward. Inhale, hands walk back to the sit bones, turning your shoulders to face your right leg. So the left hand is to the inside of the left thigh. Right hand is inhale, the right hand up into the sky, and you'll gently C-curve to the left leg. We're opening up through the right side of the body. So stretching out the lower back. And exhale, bring the right hand forward to center. Left hand comes to meet it like you're holding a beach ball. And then turn the left hand up towards the sky as you come into the second side. We're opening up through the left side ribs, the left side of the body. And exhale, the left hand comes forward again like we're holding a beach ball. Inhale, right arm lifts up. Hold here for the exhale. Inhale, both arms come up to center, holding the beach ball. And exhale, lowering down to the right. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, right arm lifts. We're going to circle in this way. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, down to the right. Inhale, forward. Exhale to the left. Inhale, up and center, reversing the rotation. Exhale, down to the left. Inhale, forward. Exhale to the right. Inhale, up and center. One more rotation through. Exhale, down to the right, left. Inhale, front and center. And exhale to the right. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands come down to the sides. Bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly pose. Feet are about 1 foot distance away from the sit bones. Hands can take the shins, ankles, or feet. Inhale, sit up tall through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, hinge forward. The flat back. The forearms can press to the insides of the knees to activate and press the knees down towards the mat. You might also enjoy walking the hands forward and releasing the body down towards the earth. Inhale, hands walk back towards the body. And we'll come to lie on the back. If baby is small, you might like to have baby on top of your chest or belly while you're here, or you can also place the baby in your lap with their head facing up. So we're going to come into bridge pose. The feet are flat, knees are bent, and you either can have your palms by your sides face down next to your hips, or you might also be holding your baby. And we'll take a few breaths to draw awareness into the lower back. So as you exhale, hug the navel towards the spine, flattening the low back into the mat. And as you inhale, release, allowing the natural curvature to lift the lower back off of the mat. Exhale, hugging navel to spine. Inhale, release. And do this twice more with your own breath. And next we're going to exhale, hugging navel to the spine. As you inhale, lift the hips up off of the mat, rolling up one vertebra at a time, activating the glutes and quads, hamstrings. Exhale, gently rolling back down one vertebra at a time. And inhale, relaxing the lower back. Exhale, hug navel to spine. Inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. Exhale, lowering the hips back down. Inhale to release the lower back. Exhale, hugging navel to spine. And inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. This time we'll hold at the top. Finding your breath in your belly. As I breathe in, I feel calm. As I breathe out, I feel ease. And your next exhale, rolling back down one vertebra at a time. And if you have baby in your lap, you might scoot baby closer to you as you walk the feet mat distance apart and windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And this would be a good time to place baby on your chest or over to the side. You're also welcome to breastfeed if you're still breastfeeding. For figure 4, so the right ankle comes onto the left knee. You're actively pressing the right knee away from the body as the left knee draws towards the body. You might be able to interlace the fingers behind the left thigh or left shin. And maybe you explore with gently rocking the knees from side to side, finding any spaces that are more sensational and staying there. And releasing the hands, making a T shape with the hands out to the sides. Allow the knees to drop over to the left side of the body, coming into a gentle supine twist. The gaze can be over the right shoulder. And you might take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, pressing the right knee closer to the earth. Inhaling, coming back to center. To thread the needle on the second side, left ankle on top of right knee. Releasing the hands out to the sides, goalpost arms as the knees drop down to the right side of the body. Gazes over the left shoulder, and the right hand might take the outside of the left knee. Inhale, coming back to center. And we're going to find a restorative pose for the last few minutes of practice. For some of you, that might look like Shavasana, but that can be difficult with little ones. So maybe you have baby on your chest and you want to put your legs up the wall, or you can also come into a reclined butterfly pose. It can be really nice if you just have a couple of pillows behind the lower back, bringing the soles of the feet together, the knees open out wide as you recline backwards. You can have baby on your chest and breastfeed in this position. You could also just come to lie on one side with baby. Lots of options. And just taking these final few moments of your practice to stay inside of your body. Maybe the eyes close. Feel your heart beating, your lungs breathing. Maybe you can feel your blood pumping inside of your body. And coming back to the mantra. As I breathe in, I feel calm. As I breathe out, I feel ease. As I breathe in, I feel calm. As I breathe out, I feel ease. Calm, ease. Gently waking up the fingers and toes. Maybe rocking the head from side to side. Coming to lie on one side in a fetal position. And very slowly making your way up to a comfortable sitting position. We'll close our practice with one breathing exercise. This can be really fun to practice with your baby. It's called the honeybee breath or the Brahmari breath. We'll practice it sitting up, but you can also practice this on your baby's belly, and they really like it. So it's the honeybee breath. It sounds like the M in Om, so just a really strong humming. And you'll bring the tip of the tongue to the teeth. You can close the eyes, or if you're able to, you might bring the fingertips over the eyelids, creating a dark space. The fingertips are over the eyelids. We'll exhale to prepare for 3 rounds of Brahmari breath on your own. And you can also place the thumbs over the earlobes to close off any sounds as well. Inhaling together and beginning at your own time. And one hand to heart center, one hand to the belly, or you might have hands in prayer at heart center. Noticing any sensations of your body. Coming back to your intention you set for your practice today. And honoring that intention, may you honor it throughout the rest of your day and the weeks to come. Offering gratitude to your body for supporting you throughout your practice today. You made it to your mat. For supporting your baby, and may it support you both for the weeks to come. We'll close our practice with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. And Shanti means peace. So the first round we say for ourselves. The second round is for our family and loved ones. And the third round is for the world. The word again is Shanti. Exhaling to prepare. Inhale together. Om. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had an excellent practice. And let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and happy to help answer them for you. And we'll see you next time. Going to end the recording.